What's up guys, my name's Zach. Welcome to the channel. Today finally we're able to chat about Vanguard, and I've been waiting such a long time to make this video. So we did a little bit of running around last night with a couple of bros, so I'm like well versed in how the game's working right now. And man, just look at the graphics on this. So we're only running like high settings. I was like pushing ultra, but even on low you don't like see any difference in my opinion. Pretty much it's all buttery smooth in the game engine and things. It is pretty rough to run on lower systems, which I've been told, but I mean that's just to be expected on certain things. It's probably not like nowhere near optimized, but like for me it's running pretty nice. But yeah, I just thought I would drop down into the game, just do like a solo thing, even though it's dropped 3 pods down, because the max squad is 3, which is alright. And even if you drop down as a solo like I'm doing right now, you can still come across squads of 2 and squads of 3 players. So it's a good challenge. And there was a game called the Zaqq Frontier, which did like the same sort of thing. I think that was the first game to actually do that in that respect, where it was like a max squad of 3 or whatnot. But like the Zaqq Frontier, bless its heart, it's closed now, which was a really good game. I played a ton of that with Reload. That was like super fun. And of course, Tarkov being the other, like, pretty much well-known escape royale, you would call it, I would think. But Vanguard's got some pretty trick mechanics, like some fresh takes on the genre, you would call it. And yeah, it's obviously a lot focused towards EVE Online, because when we do the objectives and things, I'll just quickly show you guys. So we do get like a little mission log. Obviously, it looks a little bit bare bones right now. So we do get like an increased payment and credits and things for the harder ones, and we get little objectives to do like around the map. Speaking of the map, I'll give you an overview of that right now. So it is pretty big. The tougher NPCs are like in the center. So there's like roaming NPCs like all over the place, which you can kill and get biomass, and that helps you make a clone. So like it's a little bit different, where like in normal escape royales or whatnot, you would die and then you would have to start over. But if you look at the bottom right there, it's got squad clones remaining 1. So that means I've got a free respawn just to like drop in and shoot some people again, maybe get me loot back in the same session. And if you look at near the bottom right, just above that, it's got biomass. So that's what's going to heal you in combat and also let you like bank respawns. And it's like squad based as well. So if you bank like 4 clones, any of your squad mates can use those clones to like drop back into the game and get back to you. They don't drop like right next to you though, so you do like spawn on the outside of the map, which makes a little bit sense. And you also use the biomass to heal. So like killing the NPCs that are just roaming around, they drop like 25 biomass every time. They don't drop any loot like right now, which is a bit sucky, because like ammo consideration is like to be recorded like a high priority right now, because you run out pretty quick. These are like just standard loot containers here. I'm not a fan of this mine, but I mean it does like sort of make sense a little bit. So if you hold 8 to loot, we get nanites, electronic parts. And when you loot players, you get like a proper loot screen, which I really do prefer. Yeah, there's some NPCs. Another thing I'm not really sure of, maybe just for the test or whatnot, but this UI, or this like red dot or whatever it is that we're using, highlights NPCs red and players red. And you can get like a pretty big, like significant advantage on like intel and stuff just by doing that. No, the game is like pretty dark and sort of, I wouldn't say single shaded, but it's got like a really good like dark EVE art style. So having the red thing is pretty good. But what I would prefer, or I'm hoping is this is just like a random attachment you can craft in the game as you're going through, where it's not like a standard thing on going to be all guns, because it is pretty OP, like seeing people like from that far away. And we can gather intel if this guy stays still for long enough. So enemy weak to kinetic. So this gun can actually shoot kinetic bullets, and you can craft energy rounds. So let's just craft some of them real quick, and you can queue these up as well. So we can come out with that, and it'll show you at the bottom left there. So the energy rounds are pretty good. They obviously do like electromagnetic damage or EM damage. Anyone familiar with EVE knows that EM damage is much better against shielded targets. And on the map, right in the center, there's some like really tough like heavy shielded NPCs. So using the AM ammo is really nice. So we'll just switch. See, we're going to change its color. We'll get the little UI that shows the little energy bar thing. And AM, I think, is just the best ammo to use, like right now anyway, even against players, because like I said, it chews through the shields so quick. So what you lose doing like kinetic damage to the body, you really gain way much on the shields. So it's worth it just to get like into the health of the player. And I've been winning like just tons of gunfights like with that in mind, right? So the standard NPCs are pretty much just using kinetic. Let's go and shoot some. I'm trying to make this like as action packed as well, but at the same time making like a full sort of tutorial. So you can see the shield break there. There is a bit of a bug where the NPCs or some players that don't like fall to the ground straight away. They'll just stand up walking. Reloading. There we go. So the NPCs drop biomass, which we can just loot. There's another guy pretty close to us. So I'll watch out for players too here. So there's non-biomass in there. I wish it wouldn't let you actually like loot that. But yeah, like I really dislike having to like look all the way down and stuff and things like that. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a little bit of a placeholder or whatnot. Yeah, this is a crafting screen anyway. So we've got the ammo, kinetic rounds and energy. Kinetic take like way less resources to actually craft than the energy ones, which is pretty much makes sense because the energy ones are like a lot better in my opinion. But I'm guessing it's going to be like kinetic, AM, thermal and explosive. So that might be explosive. And the equipment as well. There's sentry turrets and missile barrages which aren't currently ready yet. The signal beacon, this is what actually gets you out of the match. So you get all your loot, your credits or whatnot. You can bank them in game, which we'll get to later. Or you can use a signal beacon for 30 seconds and then you can get back to the lobby with all your stuff. Deployable shields, just like a massive bubble thing. It's pretty cumbersome right now, but can like clutch if you're like definitely in a squad and 3 of you are just like sitting inside the bubble or whatnot. Good for like longer range fights where you're poking at people. Contract utilities. So the different missions require different things to be like used. So relay units, broadcast nodes, decryptor keys and interface components. And the mission stuff is actually shared squad wide as well. So if you need like interface components, it'll show you like how many you've got in total in your squad as well as on your person. So that's a really nice little touch. And I'll show you some squad stuff probably in the next video, because there's a lot more like UI to go over and stuff if you're like new at FPS. But as for FPS, like the feel and stuff, it just feels really nice. I think they've got like such a solid base here that they need to start iterating on like immediately and just getting as many tests done as possible, whether it's like behind closed doors or whatnot, or internal, or just like alpha sort of style, you know, like getting everyone into the loop here who's got Omega. And it should be good because we're pretty limited on this. Again, just saying it's bare bones, which is intended. So we'll get the one gun and we can melee, which is nice. The melee's pretty strong as well. It's like a 2-hit kill, 1 shield, 1 health. Good NPCs. We'll get those turrets there as well. So they're pretty annoying like when you run across them, but at the same time they do... Oh, I hit a player. They do give other players positions away. So this is the credit bank. Oh, show you that on the map real quick. Where you can bank your credits that you've earned in game. So if you then do die, you don't lose those. Right, that's a player loot. So players died here. So players drop biomass. And that's the Rusty Dusty who died there. And the empty square is the actual inventory of that player, where you can actually scroll down and take all like a standard sort of like looter shooter or whatever. So these containers as well around the map, there's like loot sites. These are just like your bare bones like loot where you'd spawn around the edge of the map. You'd come here, get some nanites, get some energy, and then you'd be able to craft some ammo and stuff, and then start moving towards the center of the map. But this one is a special one where you actually need 50 energy to cut into it. And that's the stuff we'll get there. So we get nanites, energy cells, credits, and electronic parts. Which is good. Let's do a few more. So good for like beginners, but I found the best loot sort of comes like just when you're killing players, right? Because they've already crafted the ammo that you're looking for. Things like that. I'm going to craft a signal beacon just for later. So we can queue up stuff even if we haven't got the parts to actually make it, and it'll just stay in your queue until you actually get the loot, and then it'll like auto build, that's a pretty good feature. What I tend to do is just like stack up some energy, and then as I get the loot it'll build it for us or craft it for us on the fly, so you're not like constantly having to go into your UI to make it. It's only like a couple of clicks, but in the middle of a fight it can be pretty bad, right? Alright, so let's head into the center of the map, yeah? Just give you a really quick walk around, guys. The next couple of videos I'll definitely be doing some like more in depth, like on the missions and things, because there is quite a variation of them. But yeah, first impressions from me, it's like super solid. Again, it's got like a great foundation to be working on, and hopefully the Dust guys are going to be like playing and watching too, because everyone's been waiting for the EVE FPS for like so many years. I know CCP have been trying the best to get it done, obviously with some failures in the past too, with like Nova and things. But this really, if you go back to the Project Legion trailer from literally years ago, which was not long after Dust finished, where it was showing you basically Dust on PC at the time. Obviously that never came to be, but it was a good demo. Oh, that's actually a player there, I think. He's kneeling down depositing things. Is it? No, it's NPC. Sad face. Right, so we've got 150 biomass indicated on the bottom right there. So we can go to one of the clone bay things now and get ourselves an extra respawn, but we don't really need to. Let's just have a gander around here a sec. So that's the clone thing anyway. We can purchase one. And like, for example, if you run out of clones and you're with a squad mate and he's like stuck spectating, he doesn't have to go back to the lobby. You can just wait till you get your biomass and just basically purchase him a respawn, right? Oh, there's a guy died there. Everton. So there's some fighting in the middle here. Pretty much like the hotspot for fighting. Oh. Is that a player? That was a player. Someone killed him. Let's loot him real quick. He's just in the fire there. So we did get his loot. But someone obviously killed him. Oh man, I wonder if... Oh. That's the guy there. It's alright, we're 7 HP, so we're going to use a biomass to heal. Wait for a shield to charge up. Yeah, a bit spicy in the center of the map there. So he's using the M by the look of it. So there's like elite NPCs in here as well. We're just gonna be pretty quiet. Let's try and sneak up on these nerds. They've been killing stuff here. This is the exciting bit, like stalking people and stuff. You can hear them on the left hand side there. So the sentry turret like totally gave them away. Guessing they went up. There's like a little mission objective up the top here if you get it. There's a turret just on the right there. Looks like you made a build. Not sure if that's the firearm here or not. Oh, throw it that way. Couple of players there. Oof. 11 HP. Get bio masked up. Take all this stuff. Very nice. Yeah, looting is definitely the way to go. Alright then guys, that pretty much covers the this first basic overview of the game, like how it works and things. And in the next couple, like I say, we'll be doing some squad stuff and I'll go over some of the missions and how you go about finding the stuff for that. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, really excited, and I'll see you in the next one.